Everybody, this is Deborah. I would like to make another video about another experience I had that was very powerful, that has to do with this roaring of the Lion of the tribe of Judah. I had gone to a birthday party of a friend of mine that attended the Messianic congregation that I used to be a member of, but the Lord told me to leave there and touch not the unclean thing when He began doing these supernatural things in my life. I did not know at that time what the unclean thing was. I do now. But anyway, I went to this party, and I was speaking to a couple of close friends of mine who were both prophetic, and I was sharing some things with them, and one of my friends was given a vision of me at that time, and she saw me on a horse, and I was standing on like a mountain ridge, or like a cliff looking out over this area, but I was in a mountainous area. And as she was telling me about this vision she was having of me, the power of God came upon me, and I began to roar. Now, I was mortified because there were about 40 people at this party, and I had never done this in front of a group before. But because I was very yielded, I just let the Holy Spirit do what He was going to do. So, I'm sorry, all of a sudden this traffic's coming up. Doesn't that figure? So, I was roaring and roaring, and no one knew what to do. There were leaders there. They never said a word. No one tried to stop it. And I knew my hands had swords in them. I was battling in the Spirit, and they all saw this. I don't know how long it lasted, but when the Holy Spirit was finished, I wanted to leave. I was exhausted. So I said goodbye to everybody, and they were all very uncomfortable, but they were nice, and they all said goodbye, and I left. A good friend of mine, one of my best friends, also left at the same time, and she stopped her car on the way home and began to pray about this happening because she was also uncomfortable with it. And our Father spoke to her, and He said, "My people wouldn't know me if they saw me." And He confirmed that this was His Spirit. So, fast forward, that night I was asleep, and I woke up under the power of the Holy Spirit. My spirit left my body, and I floated to the top of my stairs, or glided, however you want to say it. I saw two women sitting on my stairs, and it was kind of funny. I thought about it later. I didn't think it was funny at the time. I was just observing what was going on. There were two women huddled on two stairs, one above the other, and they were trying to hide from me. It was funny because it was an open staircase, but I knew they were trying to hide from me. They had their arms crossed across their chests. And another thing I noticed was they both had a hat on, which I thought was really odd. And that was the end of that experience. It just ended. I don't know how it ended. It just ended. The next morning, I was doing dishes. And all the while, I was pondering, what in the world did the Lord do? Why was He doing what He did that night? As I was washing dishes, the Holy Spirit began to speak to me, and He let me know who the two women were that were on my stairs. He identified them, and they were both women, who had been at that party. I knew one of them a little bit. We used to say hi to each other. But the other one, I stayed away from. She was, I don't know, I just didn't have a good feeling about her, so I never really got near her. And the Lord told me that they were witches, and that they had come there to spy on me, to see who I was in the Spirit, because of what happened at that party. I was really surprised. I really was surprised. So anyway, so now I know who the two women were on my stairs. I went to bed again later that night, and I woke up, and there were a group of angels surrounding my bed. There were either 5 or 7 of them. Their swords were drawn, and I saw sparks coming off their swords. So it was just an instant. The Lord gave me that vision, and that was it. Well, I just didn't know what to think. And a few weeks later, out of the clear blue sky, another woman, a third woman, called me up out of the middle of nowhere. I hadn't spoken to this woman probably in at least a year. And she was talking to me and letting me know that this one woman, who happened to be one of the witches, had asked her to go to Israel with her. And I was just like, oh my gosh, when the Lord is on a mission, He really puts things together so precisely that you cannot doubt that it is Him. So I gave her a warning, and I told her what happened. I told her that I believe the Lord told me that she was a witch, that they were there to spy on me to see who I was in the spirit. And she was pretty surprised. Well, she called me later, I don't know, maybe a week or a few days, I don't remember, because she confronted this one woman. And when she confronted her, the woman said, well, I used to be a witch, but I'm not anymore. Well, we know that's a lie, because the Lord told me she was a witch. So I wanted to share that because I want you to know how faithful our Father is when He gives you such strange experiences. He has always answered me. He's always let me know why something has happened. So obviously I had stirred up some powers in the spirit. They sent those 2 women to me, and then the next night the Father had to put angels surrounding me to protect me from whatever it was that they were planning to do. I also want to share with you, I have another friend who is a seer. She can see in the spirit. This is not the one I mentioned in another video. She said that I have an angel the size of my house, over top of my house, guarding me. So that was amazing. And this was like maybe a year or 2 ago, a year and a half maybe ago, she told me that. So it was after the fact. It was a few years after those 2 women had come to sit on my stairs. So I'm just, again, sharing stories that the Lord has brought to me to share. And there's another one that I will make another video about. And it's really pretty interesting. And I learned a lot through it. So God bless you guys. Yahuwah bless you. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.